The Lord deliver Daniel, Daniel, Daniel. Didn't the Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? I promised the Lord that I would hold out, hold out, hold out. I promised the Lord that I would hold out until he meets me in Galilee. Let's go. My God did just what he said. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. He healed the sick and he raised the dead. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. He calmed the waters of the raging sea. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Then he swooped down his hand and saved a sinner like me. I promised the Lord that I would hold out, hold out, hold out. I promised the Lord that I would hold out until he meets me in Galilee. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Children, weary, children, weary, children, weary, till your work is done. Weary, children, weary, children, weary, till your work is done. Get weary, children, weary, children, weary, till your work is done. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh.
Whosoever will, let him come. Let him run into the boundless arms of Jesus, whose widespread gap transcends back before time began. Literally. For it wasn't up until his death when year one began AD. Let him come. Come one, come all to the Son of the living God and fulfill the spoken prophecy. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Scripture. John
I hear a
32,
whole lot of
translation
talking,
KJV.
but we gotta get walking right now, right now. I see what you're rapping, but they gotta see us stepping right now, right now. 'Cause we can move mountains if we do it together, y'all. We can break down and rewrite the law if we do it together, y'all. We can build bridges, race to race, if we do it together, y'all. Giving the world that change of pace, if we do it together, y'all. Yeah, something's gotta change. Something's gotta change right now. Right now. I'm telling you that something's gotta change. Something's gotta change right now. Right now.
My blood bleeds red, your blood bleeds red. Right now, right now. When my brother is dead, your brother is dead. Right now, right now. 'Cause we can move mountains if we do it together, y'all. right now.
Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, we are VOC from the CBC. Who's your destiny from the greatest family women? Living in fire, transforming change, we can see that's the restoration. And everything we do, we got all the glory, let's shit. Let's go!
No more. Listen, heartache, I can't do it no more. Heartache, Lord, I won't do it no more. Listen, the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Come hell or high water, I don't want no trouble. I can't do it no more. Help me say, hit the road. Hey, hit the road. Yeah. Hit the road. Yeah. Hit the road. Hey, hit the road. Yeah. Hit the road. Yeah. Hit the road. Yeah. Hit the road. Say. I said trouble. I need everybody in here that's excited about today to make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a great day in the state of California. We are all here together, all different cultures, all different backgrounds, coming together to celebrate our governor-elect Gavin Newsom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in times where it seems like things are going haywire, but we here are a group of individuals that represent a group of praying people in the city of Compton, California. My heart is so full. My name is Pastor Michael J.T. Fisher of the Greater Zion Church family. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my crew that we've been rolling with by the name of the Voices of Destiny. We are excited to be here. And before we continue to just bring you great joy through music, we wanted to pause just to remind every single person in here that the state of California is unbreakable. The state of California is built out of something called titanium. Titanium is put on the bottom of airplanes so that they're able to take off, and no matter what comes against that airplane on the way up, nothing will be able to puncture it. And ladies and gentlemen, the state of California will not go down because we are built from some people that cannot be punctured. Make us feel like we're at home. If you believe that, I need you to make some noise right where you are. So we bring you greetings from Compton, and we bring you greetings from people that believe that we're getting ready to go higher because we are built out of titanium. We will not be broken. If you believe that, turn to your neighbor and tell them we will not be broken.
You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized
ricochet. You shoot me down, but I get up.
I'm
Oh,
bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, ricochet. You took your aim. Fire away, shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am
You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am
Ladies and gentlemen, we are VOD.
Let's go.
It's a party. Yo, when I look back over my life, I did a lot of things I know that wasn't wrong. So I pray to the Lord to shape and mold. So I can be the man you
Clap
call
with us,
me
clap
to.
with us.
Glory be, go.
Look around.
Round.
Can't you see
See.
all the glory be?
Yeah,
But you don't seem to think
Yeah.
that it's worth the read.
yeah.
You don't know what he's saying because he's been good to me.
I know it's been good to me.
And every day that I wake up, I got
Yeah.
everything I need. Cause
Yeah.
stepped in the water and the water was cold. Chilled my body, but not my soul. When I didn't want to change, you stood by me anyway. And I began to walk
One,
in
two,
praise.
three,
It's
it's
you.
you. Who?
Pick me up,
Yeah.
place my feet on solid ground.
You.
Change my life.
Instead of taking me out, he blessed me twice. You. Hey.
Turn my talk, get excited to see and bless my walk.
You.
I don't care.
Ladies and
Vicky,
gentlemen,
let's go. Hey, hey.
Every day that you
hey.
wait, you should say,
I'm what you said.
What?
God, I thank you for giving
Thank you, Lord. Do what?
Because you didn't have to bring
You didn't have to bring me this far. But
I'm
what?
glad that you did anyway. And now that you're here, I can lift up your
I'ma lift your name, Jesus.
Raise my voice and you to say,
You've been good to us.
died to
You've been kind to us.
One, two,
So, oh,
1, 2, 3.
you pick me up,
Yeah.
place my feet on higher ground.
You.
Take me like
Instead of taking me out, he blessed me twice. You. Hey.
Turn my talk, get me sight to see and bless my walk.
It's you.
I don't care
I don't care.
who knows
Sing it one
it's
more time.
you.
You. Hey.
On higher ground,
You.
taking me out.
Instead of blessing me, he, you.
Hey,
Yeah.
turn my talk, get me sight to see and bless my walk.
You.
I don't care.
Hey, now everybody say, oh.
Oh, you say.
Hey. Everybody say, oh. Yeah. Everybody say, oh. Yeah. Everybody say, oh.
I don't care who.
Everybody clap your hands.
Clap like this. We need you to
Clap your
clap
hands
like
like
this.
this.
Everybody,
Clap your
clap
hands
like
like
this. Wanna see ya? Clap like this. Clap like this.
Yeah.
We come to let every person know.
Like this.
Every person that came here on boat. Every person that may have experienced incarceration. That there is a God filled with love. That loves all mankind. He loved you so much that he paid a price for it.
Yeah.
And before we leave, we want to testify, y'all, and simply say, Jesus died.
She can say.
Hey, Gabe,
Hey.
he died.
She can
Yeah. Gave his only son for you.
Gave his you, 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 you.
And gave, yeah.
Jesus died.
I don't care.
I don't care. If you
One more time, clap like this.
like this, like
One more
this,
time, everybody clap like this.
like this. Jesus died.
If you believe that today is the first day of the best days of California, scream! I said, scream! One last time, we out of here. One more time, I see you, man. Hey,
Yeah.
he died,
He
yeah. Died, yeah. Died, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Thank you,
Jesus
thank
died.
you. Thank you, thank you. I don't care. This is it. Jesus died. This is it.
Jesus
Say.
died. Jesus died for you.
Clap those hands.
I like
Keep clapping
this.
those hands.
You better clap
Keep
those
clapping
hands.
those hands.
You better clap
Clap,
those
clap
hands.
those hands.
You better clap
We say
those
clap
hands.
those hands.
I like this.
We say clap those hands.
I like this.
Clap those hands.
Hey, I like this.
Clap those hands.
Hey, I like this.
It sure was good, yeah. Yes, it was. I got some. It sure was good. I went up on the mountain, seen the rising sun. Came back to my baby, and I got some satisfaction. I got some. Sure was nice. Yes, it was. Let me tell you about it. Had to hug and squeeze once or twice. Yes, I did. I came home in the evening after a hard day's work was done. Put my arms around her, baby, and I got some satisfaction.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 39th Governor of California, the Honorable Jerry Brown, accompanied by the First Lady, Ann Gust Brown.
She kissed and hugged me tight. Said everything is gonna be alright. And I turned out the lights, and I got some satisfaction. She said, sugar, take it easy now.
And take it slow.
I said, She said, take it slow. You don't have to fight it. Just relax and let the love light go. I got up early this morning. I faced the rising sun. Came home in the evening, and I got some satisfaction. Yeah.
Relax. Make yourself comfortable. You know, girls, I really dig that man.
Can we do it again? Yeah, yeah. Can we do it again? Yeah, yeah. Can we do it again? Yeah, yeah. I need to do it again. Yeah, yeah. Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Governor-elect of the state of California, Gavin Newsom, accompanied by the incoming first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, and their children. Ladies and gentlemen, if able, please stand for the presentation of the colors by the CPF Local 3494 Color Guard from Davis, California. Please welcome John Masterson, Constituent Affairs Assistant in the Governor's Office, representing the Best Buddies nonprofit program, accompanied by Montana and Hunter Newsom to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
If able, please remain standing for the national anthem, performed by Gavin Williams, Director of the Sacramento State Vocal Jazz Program.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Reverend Stephen A. Privet of the Society of Jesus, President of Verbum Dei High School in Watts, President Emeritus of the University of San Francisco.
Today, it is fitting that we turn to the Irish poet Seamus Heaney because he was a favorite of Gavin's father, Judge Bill Newsom, and because I think this particular piece captures something of Governor-elect Newsom's vision for the state of California. It is from his poem, The Far Side of Revenge. History says, don't hope on this side of the grave. But then, once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up, and hope and history rhyme. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. Let us pray. Gracious God of all peoples and faiths, we pray today for the state of California and for our newly elected Governor, Gavin Newsom, that you grace him with wisdom, courage, imagination, and humility. We also pray in thanksgiving for the years of service to this state of his predecessor, Governor Jerry Brown. We pray that Governor Newsom may inspire all Californians to move beyond petty partisan concerns and lead us to that place on the far side of revenge during this rancorous and dangerously divisive moment in our nation's history. Under his guidance, may we exercise our responsibility for raising up a tidal wave of justice in whose wake hope and history will rhyme for all Californians, especially the weak and vulnerable among us. May Governor Newsom's life and leadership embolden us to believe again in miracles and cures and healing wells as we work together to ensure California's legacy as a land of promise and place of opportunity for all. And we ask you this in your name. Amen. And so now I am pleased to introduce the incoming first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom.
Gavin and I are so grateful to be here with all of you today, and it is my honor to stand before the people of California and share a poem by Juan Felipe Herrera. Herrera is a child of California through and through, the son of migrant farm workers, a graduate of UCLA and Stanford University, and both a California and US poet laureate. He embodies the best of California, the California dream. In this poem entitled, Let Us Gather in a Flourishing Way, Herrera weaves together Spanish and English, reminding us of our common humanity, reminding us that we are all one California family. Let us gather in a flourishing way, with sunluz grains abriendo los cantos que cargamos cada día. En el young pasto, nuestro cuerpo para regalar y dar perlas feliz, perlas pearls, of corn flowing árboles de vida en las cuatro esquinas. Let us gather in a flourishing way, contentos, llenos de fuerza tu vida, giving nacimientos to fragrant rios, dulces, frescos, verdes, turquoise, strong, carne de nuestros hijos y hijas, rainbows. Let us gather in a flourishing way, en la luz y en la carne of our heart to toil, tranquilos in fields of blossoms, juntos to stretch los brazos, tranquilos with the rain en la mañana, temprana estrella on our forehead, cielo de calor and wisdom to meet us where we toil siempre in the garden of our struggle and joy. Let us offer our hearts a saludar al águila rising, freedom, a celebrar woven brazos, branches, ramas, piedras, nopales, plumas, piercing, bursting figs, and aguacates. Ripe mariposa fields and mares claros of our face, to breathe, todos en el camino, blessings, seeds, to give, to grow, maizlán, en las manos de nuestro amor. Thank you. And now it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce another California treasure, Los Senzontles.
Muy de mañana yo vi tu llegada, bonito tu modo, también tu mirada. Me dije que te quisiera conocer y quise muy pronto volverte a ver. Ay, 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 ay. Más tarde te vi paseando en la placita, me echaste un ojo de una sonrisita cuando te acercaste. Yo me sentí muy emocionada, viva y feliz. Ay, 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 ay. La noche ha llegado tan suave y tan bella, sale la luna, también las estrellas. Ha sido un día hermoso y cantado, me siento dichosa que estés a mi lado. Ay, 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 ay.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. We are Los Sensontles, which is the Aztec word for the mockingbirds, and we are from San Pablo, California. We are a group. We're also a cultural arts academy in our community, and for 30 years we have dedicated ourselves to giving the best of ourselves and our cultures to strengthen our children and to better our country. It is a great honor for us. It is a great honor for us to be here on this historic day. We're going to close with a song which is an anthem for many Mexico-Americanos, Mexican Americans, called El Mexico-Americano.
Yo soy mexicano, por destino soy americano. Yo soy de la raza de oro, yo soy mexicoamericano. Seguro que sí. Yo te comprendo el inglés, también te hablo en castellano. Yo soy de la raza de oro, yo soy mexicoamericano. Zacatecas a Minnesota, de Tijuana a Nueva York, los países son mi tierra, los defiendo con honor. Dos idiomas y dos países, dos culturas tengo yo. En mi suerte tengo orgullo, porque así lo manda Dios. Por mi madre yo soy mexicano, por destino soy americano. Yo soy de la raza de oro, yo soy mexicoamericano.
Muchas gracias. Good luck, Governor. Thank you.
And now, to administer the oath of office, please welcome the Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court, Tani Cantil Sakaui. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Governor-elect Gavin Newsom, accompanied by the incoming first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Gavin Newsom,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
California
the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, California. And I like seeing democracy in action there a moment ago. Thank you to the participants. I'm grateful. I had a bet that my kids weren't going to come up. That's going to cost me some money. And how about I thought I married well 10 plus years ago, but I didn't know how well till today. My wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, our first partner. Thank you, Jan. I'll just jump in. I'm humbled to be here, and I just want to express my appreciation to former governors for being here and all the elected officials that are assembled here. That's very humbling. You took the time to be here. I'm immeasurably gratified. You know, the story of our state is a story of a dream, one that has drawn strivers and seekers here forever. It's what brought my family to California some 3 generations ago. The promise not just of a better life, but a bigger one, with opportunities they couldn't find anywhere else in the world. So deep does the California dream run in the history and character of our state that it can feel as enduring as our primeval forests or our majestic mountain ranges. But there's nothing inevitable about it. Every dream depends on the dreamers. And it's up to us to renew the California dream for a new generation. And now more than ever, it's up to us to defend that dream. And thankfully, by the way, we have a champion in that Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Help us in that endeavor. Thank you, Madam Speaker. But in Washington, there's an administration in Washington that is clearly hostile to California values and California's interests. California has always helped write America's future. And we know the decisions we make would be important at any time. But what we do today is even more consequential because what is happening in our country. People's lives, freedom, security, the water we drink, the air we breathe, they all hang in the balance. The country is watching us. The world is waiting on us, and the future depends on us, and we will seize the moment. California is a giant engine of commerce, the most creative and entrepreneurial in the world. We have the resources to ensure a decent standard of living for all. It's not a question of whether we can do this, but whether we will. At a time when so much of America is divided, we are united. Our people are big-hearted, fair-minded, and those qualities are more vital now than ever. I've seen that again just in the past few weeks. I visited Paradise after the fires swept through and met people who literally lost everything they owned, but still were reaching out to help others. I went to San Diego and met volunteers providing relief to desperate migrants who others treat like criminals. Like a 3-year-old girl who's just literally a year older than my youngest at a shelter who quite literally captured my heart. I spent time with farmers in Fresno who rise and grind before the sun comes up to feed the world. There are everyday heroes all over our state who work hard and then come home to care for aging parents or newborn children, or who open up their homes to foster kids like my mother Tessa did. She was a single mom raising 2 kids on her own and working 3 jobs, and she still had room in her heart for more. That's the California I know. That's the one I love. And that's why I'm so confident in our future. Make no mistake, though, there are powerful forces arrayed against us. Not just politicians in Washington, but drug companies that gouge Californians with sky-high prices. A gun lobby that's willing to sacrifice the lives of our children to line their pockets. And polluters who threaten our coastline, and payday lenders who target our most vulnerable. In other places, interests like these still have a tight grip on power. But here in California, we have the power to stand up to them, and we will. We face serious challenges, undoubtedly, some that have been deferred for too long. And even in a booming economy, there's a disquieting sense, right, that things are not as predictable as they once were, that we almost now run a little bit faster just to stay in place. Stagnant wages, costs that keep rising, rent, utilities, visiting the doctor, the basics are increasingly out of reach. We face a gulf between the rich and everyone else. And it's not just inequality of wealth, it's inequality of opportunity. And we have a homeless epidemic that should keep each and every one of us up at night. An achievement gap in our schools, and a readiness gap that holds back millions of our kids. And too many children know the ache of chronic hunger. I have met families in this state who have to improvise where to tuck their babies in at night, making nests out of blankets on the floor or turning dresser drawers into makeshift cradles because they cannot afford a crib. These aren't merely policy problems, they are moral imperatives. And so long as they persist, each and every one of us is diminished. We're all touched by the human condition, whether we ourselves are homeless or jobless, whether we ourselves can pay the bills or have safe drinking water at home. We all have our own frailties. We all have our own vulnerabilities, and we're all susceptible to suffering and disaster. So let us resolve to follow the example of the rescuers and the rebuilders in Paradise and Malibu and Santa Rosa and Ventura, and to make sure our fellow Californians share in the compassion and empathy that connects us and makes our burdens and anxieties easier to bear. Our politics doesn't always reward taking on the hardest problems. The results of our work may not be evident for a very long time, but that cannot be our concern. We will prepare for uncertain times ahead. We will be prudent stewards of taxpayer dollars, paying down debt, meet our future obligations, and we will build and safeguard the largest fiscal reserve of any state in American history. But I want to be clear, we will be bold. We will aim high and we will work like hell to get there. Because here in California, we will prove that people of good faith and firm will can still come together to achieve big things. We will offer an alternative to the corruption and the incompetence in the White House. Our government will be progressive, principled, and always on the side of the people. This will take courage, and I know courage is a word that means different things to different people, but for me, courage means doing what is right even when it is hard. That will be the foundational mission of our administration. We will be California for all. We won't be divided between rural and urban, north, south, coastal, and inland. We will strive always for solidarity and face our most threatening problems together. It's with deep faith in our state and our future that I ask you to join me in the work ahead. Let us be pioneering optimists who look to the future not with trepidation, but with creativity and boundless energy. This is a time for courage, and we will rise to meet it. Our state has been on a journey together since the worst of the Great Recession. Back then we were $27 billion in debt. Unemployment was north of 12%. We had the worst credit rating of any state in the nation. Today, our economy is larger than all but 4 nations in the world. We've created nearly 3 million jobs and put away billions of dollars for a rainy day. Where Washington has failed on the apocalyptic challenge of climate change, California led, extending our cap and trade system and setting bold targets for lowering greenhouse gas emissions and then beating them. So much of this progress has happened under the watch and leadership of Governor Jerry Brown. It's been an honor to serve with him these past 8 years and to learn from him, not just as his lieutenant governor, but throughout my lifetime. When Jerry last took the oath of office, he reflected on a parable from the Sermon on the Mount. It tells of a foolish man who built his house on sand. The storm washed it away. But a wise man sought sounder foundation. And when the floods came and the winds blew and beat on the house he built, it did not fall, for it was founded upon a rock. For 8 years, California has built a foundation of rock. Our job now is not to rest on that foundation, it's to build our house upon it. And now more than ever, we Californians know how much a house matters and children matter. You good? No. Because so many of our neighbors have lost theirs. Together, let us build a house stronger than the coming storms, yet open to the world. A house that provides shelter to all who need it and sanctuary to all who seek it, where opportunity abounds for all who will work for it. A true California house, sun-kissed, dream-soaked, and built with the sweat of honest work. We will not have one house for the rich and one for the poor, or one for the native born and one for the rest. We will build one house for one California. Because what is a house but a home? And California is our home. In our home, every child should be loved, fed, and safe. My wife Jennifer and I have 4 children. There's nothing more important, I hope you can tell, than giving them a good and happy life. But all kids, not just the children of a governor and a filmmaker, should have a good life in California. They shouldn't be ripped away from their parents at the border. And nor should they be left hungry. Nor should they be left hungry when politicians seek to pour billions into a wall that should never be built. This is exactly how it was scripted. We will support parents. We will support parents. They need support, trust me. So that they can give their kids the love and care that they need. Especially in those critical early years of life. In our home, no one should live in constant fear of eviction or spend their whole paycheck to keep a roof overhead. We're committed to launching a Marshall Plan for affordable housing, and we'll lift up the fight against homelessness from a local matter to a statewide mission. In our home, every person should have access to quality, affordable health care. Faraway judges and politicians may turn back our progress, but we will never waver in our pursuit of guaranteed health care for all Californians. We will use both our market power and our moral power to demand fairer prices for prescription drugs. We will stop stigmatizing mental health and start supporting it. And we will always protect a woman's right to choose. In our home, we believe in justice for all. And we will defend the progress we've made to reform our criminal justice system. We will continue the fight against over-incarceration and overcrowding in our prisons. And we will end the outrage that is private prisons in the state of California once and for all. In our home, working people deserve fair pay, the right to join a union, the chance at a middle class. We will fight not just for growth at any cost, but inclusive, sustainable growth. We will shape the future of work and connect higher education and skills training to the next generation of middle-class jobs, because in a time of swift and unsettling change, all Californians should be able to count on a measure of security and a real shot at opportunity. And those who dream of building something on their own, a restaurant, a bookstore, a family farm, they will get our support. Our small businesses help explain why California is one of the biggest economies on earth. And for me, this is personal. You know, I'll never forget the day that I got a $20 tip bussing tables at 16 years old at Ramona's restaurant in San Rafael. Trust me, bus boys don't always get tips like that. And I know it sounds strange, but it quite literally changed my life. It meant that my hard work mattered, and it motivated me to keep going. 8 years later, I started my own business. So I know how much hard work and sacrifice is behind every small business in the state, and how good it feels when that hard work pays off. California must never turn its back on the entrepreneurial spirit that has always defined us. And in our home, when trouble comes, we will stand together. Right, Jen? Ah. I'm glad this is the rehearsal. We'll get to this tomorrow. When fire strikes, when kids cry, when the earth shakes, we'll be there for each other. Okay, as a former mayor, I learned the wisdom of an old African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So my friends in the legislature, the Democrats and Republicans alike, I promise you an open door and an open mind. Californians didn't send us here to bicker or sulk. They get enough of that, with respect, in Washington. Let's not forget that this is not only the corridors of the capital that change is being forged. I will partner with mayors and sheriffs and supervisors all over this state, because I know the pressure you face, because I've been there. The only way to fix our problems is if you are empowered to lead the way. I intend to represent all Californians, not just those that voted for me. I'll be a governor for the dock worker in Long Beach, the farm worker in Lost Hills, the small business owner in Corona, and the teacher in Compton. I recognize as well that many members of our rural communities feel that Sacramento doesn't care about them, that we don't even really see them. Well, I see you, and I care about you, and I will represent you with pride. This notion that we're all in this together is a powerful one. It's also how I was raised. As Father Prevet said, some of you know that my father passed away just before Christmas. He was a judge, Justice Bill Newsom. And for him, justice was... And for him, justice was more than a title. It was in his bones. He believed to his core that all people should be treated fairly and with respect. That's always been a bedrock California value to me. You know, so 15 years ago, when I was a new mayor and I heard politicians in Washington sneering at California values and attacking our LGBTQ community, I remember what my father taught me. That it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. And that's what we did. In San Francisco, Phyllis Lyon and Del Martin, two women who had been in love for nearly 50 years, had the courage to stand up and say these two most powerful words, "I do." And thousands more followed them. It took a long time but love one. And so just like 15 years ago, now is the time for courage. We'll stand up for what's right, and we'll defend our people. My pledge to every Californian is this: no matter what comes at us, I will have your back. If we do this right, the progress we make will never be unmade. As Cesar Chavez said, you cannot uneducate the person who has learned to read. You cannot humiliate the person who feels pride. You cannot oppress the people who are not afraid anymore. There's a story we tell about our history, from Sutter's Mill to Steve Jobs' garage, about how this is a place where anything is possible. This is the coast of dreams. That's true. But you shouldn't have to find gold or make it in the movies or create a billion-dollar startup to live that California dream. It is for everyone. Everyone in California should have a good job with fair pay. Every child should have a great school and a teacher who is supported and respected. Every person should be able to go to college without crushing debt or get the training they need to compete and succeed. And every senior should have the ability to retire with security and live at home with dignity. That's the California dream. It's not to get rich quick or star on the big screen, but to work hard and share in the rewards, to leave a better future for our kids. The work we have spoken of today, can't be the job of a governor alone or the legislature or even an entire government. It can only be achieved if we all share the spirit of a young dreamer that I heard recently in Los Angeles. And she said, I wasn't born in California, but California was born in me. There's a spark. There's a spark of California hope and California courage born in all of us. It's up to us what we do with it. The eyes of the world are upon us. And now more than ever, America needs California. It needs the guiding light of our values and the progress they make possible. This is where America's future is made. This is our charge. That is our calling. Now let's get to work. Thank you all very much. Thank you for bearing through that. And thank you for indulging my kids. I'm humbled and honored. Thank you, each and every one of you.